just how amazing it is. This is going to be a very slow and rather methodical tour, as I am determined to not leave really anything out. I'm going to be explaining to you all of the different facets of the server, slowly but surely, and if you would like a more succinct and to the point explanation of what the server is and how it works and in a sense how you can get involved, feel free to either take a look at one of my other videos which should be available in the description. I'll try and find a relevant one for you, or jump over to our Discord server where we have a thriving community in relation to the Minecraft server, and I'm sure there will be plenty of people, including myself, who would love to explain to you just how it works and why you should be interested in joining. So, without further ado, let's get started. I have travelled back to the spawn region, which everyone can access easily through a warp slash spawn. There's a second warp shopping underscore district, but we will get to that one in good time. I'm currently spectating and I have some nice shaders on, so hopefully everything's going to look absolutely beautiful. Now this is currently, I think, what time of day is it on the server? The sun is setting. I am the only one on the server. It's about 7 AM in the morning here in the UK, so unsurprisingly no one else is online. And I'm going to take the opportunity, therefore, to switch between nighttime and daytime as it suits the aesthetic of the area I'm in. So don't think that it's a creative server or anything, it's absolutely survival. I'm just taking advantage of my admin privileges to give you guys the best viewing experience. So everyone spawns for the first time in the spawn dome. This is where we started our journey on the server together. When I had the time to do a bunch of streams, I no longer really have the time to do those. Is it raining? Or just very cloudy? Let's set the weather to sunny, because we can no longer see really anything. Okay. So like I said, everyone spawned in here. It's a protected small area so that people can join the world and not have the fear really of being attacked by a bunch of mobs, and they can just get their bearings for a second, whether it be night or day that they spawn into. And as they come out onto this gravel and andesite pathway, which winds its way to several different areas, as you can see, you'll be met with a couple of notice boards which will briefly explain how the server works, as there are a couple of plugins which have been added to aid trading and such. There is a nice entrance to the end if you would so choose to start off your journey in the end, ill-advised as it may be. There is a lovely little barn just here, which is more aesthetic than anything else. You can probably get some wheat if... Actually, I don't think you can get wheat here, even though it is temptingly placed, and that is because there are that golden shovel to quote unquote claim an area of land, and within that area of land nobody can touch your creations or open your chests or barrels or really anything of the sort unless you give them distinct permission, which is a great way of keeping things civil and just looking out for yourself on the server. Everybody, of course, here is a part of a lovely and very much not toxic community, but you know what people can be like, I suppose. So we have a nice little waypoint, which I probably expect has been built by one of the great public servants of this season, known as Teenage Pensioner. He is a standard player, he's not a mod or anything, and as you can see here, the bridge to the desert built by Teenage Pensioner, who has done, like I said, some absolutely awesome public works, and I think it would be a nice place to start by showing you just what people can contribute to this server. So only a good 100 blocks away from the spawn area, maybe even less, there is this wonderful sandstone and blackstone bridge, and at the end of it you enter the desert. A man-made kind of canal, Suez Canal style thing has been added, which flows into the main river which surrounds the spawn plains area. And here we can read that this is kind of a public services type area. Here you can really get your bearings, all thanks to Teenage Pensioner. A public XP farmer can be found, spider farm can be found in the Black Pyramid, which is over there. A public nether portal can be found in the old temple, which I presume, yes, as we can see, is over there. And there are several other public farms. Remember to replace the first row so that more cactuses may grow, and there's some free cactus in here for anyone who would need that. There is another huge Suez type canal here. This is the shipping canal to the shopping district with a bunch of boats, a few already laid out, and it's a lovely direct pathway, as it says, all the way to the shopping district, which is sort of hidden in view by that mountain over there. There's also a public lily pad and sugarcane farm. Some sugarcane already in there, but obviously very, very useful. And there's nothing particularly high-tech about these farms. There's no redstone pistons or anything going on to make them automatic. And I like that personally. It's a really simple way of providing a public service to the community, and it just instills a lot of #good vibes to the start of your experience on the server. You may spawn into the spawn zone there and think this is a fairly individualistic type server where you have to kind of make a name for yourself by building great things, or you may live kind of a nomadic lifestyle, trading here and there with the shopping district. But knowing personally that you can collect your things and gather yourself a little bit in this lovely publicly provided, and not even provided by the admin or mods, which is what I find just so beautiful, is that, oh my god, I forgot about the airplane. We'll go through that in a second. But as I was saying, it instills a lot of community presence on the server, which I love. There's a couple of other nice little this is the old portal room in the old desert temple, and over here, as was mentioned, there is apparently a spider spawner right at the bottom. So let's go check that out. Public cave. I was a cave spider XP farm. Wow, I didn't even try not to break the farm, which would be not a particularly nice thing to do. It's obviously not working right now. That's because I'm in spectator mode, so they won't spawn. But it looks like it's been fairly well used recently, and I think it's an awesome thing that Teenage Pensioner has decided to do this. Obviously, I've explained my reasonings for thinking that, and of course it is a great thing to do, but I also think it's quite brave, because there's always going to be one or two people who they kind of make a mess of things regardless of the niceties of the server, and it's kind of warms my heart to see that really it's as beautifully intact as it was at the start of the server, really. Now, this is a military star plane which has been built beautifully over the spawn area by probably Goose, which is one of the wow. This is beautiful, isn't it? I mean, I come up here to really sing the praises of Goose, one of our moderators, one of the admin, and inside of this military airplane. I mean, the cargo is not something that I'd be willing to pay for personally. It's really, I would call this abuse, admin abuse, cyberbullying, whatever, a combination of all of that. And I mean, I can't say that it's wrong, but I'm certainly not going to entertain it any longer. The build is very, very nice. I think we can all agree, especially with the setting sun in the background. But I'll certainly be having a very strong word with Goose, probably consisting mostly of me crying. So now let's move on to, I think actually we have forgotten to cover a couple of the spawn builds. So this one I actually built, although it's not even completely finished. I was going to turn it into an admin shop, so you can have player-based shops which sell whatever you want them to sell. You can set up your own shops using the plugins. I believe it's called chest shops. Or you can buy and sell from admin shops to make yourself a bit of initial money. And that's really the only way to do that. Get yourself a bit of cash in that way and then kind of move forward from there. I actually wonder who's got the most money. Okay, so it's a guy called Fat Pig, and then you've got Rockhopper, Whole Ass Bakery, Matthias, guy named Figmo, Buggo, and Extra Crunk. Now I don't know if the economy is thriving in that way. I don't know if there is much of a shopping district yet in what is essentially season 3 of the server. But we'll go take a look either way because it's a beautiful area. I have no idea what this is. A very fancy looking underpass with a bunch of wax candles, which takes us to a slam field 2 coming soon. So this is one of the ongoing mini games created by one of our admin servers. Got some tiers, and 4th place, 10 diamonds. Very nice. I can't actually turn the pages. Apologise for my overly clicky mouse. I seem to have lost my in the moving process. I have lost my silent mouse, and there's some small builds here and there built by a number of different people. I will try to identify whose builds I'm coming across as we go. If I try to open a chest or something, that usually triggers a message unless I've been given permission to open chests. Now I know for a fact that all of this is built by TheASMRMedic, who clearly is working very hard to build a nice, efficient cactus farm, and here is a sugarcane farm, not sugarcane, that is bamboo. And I think that's probably so that when or if a admin shop opens up that buys cactus and I keep trying to say sugarcane but bamboo from its members of the server, then he will obviously be a very, very rich man. I assume if we take a look in these, that these will be full. Yeah, of actually that. Oh no, that's bamboo. I was about to say sugarcane again. And I assume that there are tons of. Actually, wow, he has a lot of stuff. I'm sure he has been very, very busy on the server. Oh my god! So this is a kelp farm as well somewhere. I don't know where that kelp farm is. Or was that green dye? That might have been green dye which has been shuttled. I don't know what's going on. I'm not good enough with redstone or anything to have any real idea of how any of this works. So let's move on firstly, I think, before we return to more people's builds, which are beautiful by the way. Let's go take a look at another kind of public area in a sense, although this one is built by the admin. We can see it in the distance there. That is the shopping district in all its glory. We're taking the path built by Teenage Pensioner. I think it's appropriate. Clearly there is some danger along the way, but I think it's appropriate that we use the service that he's provided, and it brings us neatly into very much the kind of centre of the shopping district, where, as I said, there are a number of what we call admin shops, where you as a player can take your hard-earned items, things that you've grinded for, whether that be natural type blocks, so leaves and cacti, bamboo. Presumably, I actually don't know what all of these sell, so it will be interesting to take a look myself. Blocks, so stones, dirt, all that type of stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I am mistaken because I don't know what's in this one. We'll take a look in a second. This one is kind of like precious items, okay? And there's a shop over there, so I actually don't know if those are admin shops as well, so we're going to have to take a look. So this one on our left, the one that's got all of the lovely plants and moss blocks and whatnot, is definitely an admin shop, so let's pop in and see what it has to offer. So as you can see, you can identify admin shops by the fact they have the word admin shop on their chests. We're surrounded by lots of beautiful mossy and is that the acacia flower thing with all of its particle effects, the spore blossoms and whatnot. Some candles which are no longer lit. I don't know if they need to be relit or if that's part of the aesthetic. I don't actually know who built this. I briefly went into creative mode to see if I could break a block and see, based on the permission, who owns this shop or who built it. I can't tell though, so I'm not going to hazard a guess. It's probably either Goose or pre-crafted, though I would assume. But you can come here and you can sell, as you can see, moss block. Oh, azalea is what it's called, not acacia. Spore blossoms, glowberries, rooted dirt, moss blocks, small drip leaf, azalea, and then some more kind of standard things. So pumpkins, bamboo. Okay, so that is technically part of the economy already. So I'm surprised there's not already millionaires on the server. Sea pickles, melons, grass, seagrass, kelp, cactus and sugarcane. There's money to be made in the admin shops, clearly. Now this amazing build, this kind of industrial type thing with lovely brickwork and accents on the walls. I think I can't. Okay, this is built by Goose. So this is actually not an admin shop, but a player shop. And at the moment, it just sells golden carrots and ingots. I believe that's him. Or maybe it buys them. I think it's actually buying golden carrots and iron ingots. I can't remember. Let's go take a look at this one. This is a lovely kind of modern house type build. Quartz and concrete on the outside. And this is Fat Pig's shop. Okay, so Fat Pig is, I believe, actually top of, with just under 32,000. The richest member of the server. And he's either buying or selling, again, I can't remember which way round. Saddles, white wool, poppies, leather, pork chops, ingots and gunpowder. I would assume he's both. I assume he's selling those items. And there's a lovely upstairs bedroom type shop, or well, there's actually an office. I think this is his desk with his aquarium. Then at one point, I assume probably had some fish. Some lovely artwork on the walls as well, and his big double bed, and a lovely view, I must say, of the rest of the shopping area from inside. A beautiful build, and in the distance we can see some more awesome builds that we're going to be viewing later on in this tour. A big wizard's tower, beautiful wizard's tower, a shooting range and whatnot, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So let's head over here to this kind of crystal forest. Now I think this is purely aesthetic, and I believe it was built by pre-crafted. I think it's just beautiful. If we go for dawn, so that we can get a nice kind of tinkling effect of the sun passing through the crystal of these trees and kind of little shrubberies on the side. I think it just looks absolutely amazing, especially in shaders. A lovely little addition to the shopping district, and quite magical, if I must say so. Two more things to look at in the shopping district. Obviously, like I said, standard items. So you've got cobblestone, stone, andesite, as well as a couple of more valuable items, copper, iron, and gold. And it's just a nice place to make a bit of cash at the start. Any sort of extra items you don't need, you can come and sell here. Now this is the block shop. Take a look from the outside. It's a wonderful industrial type build, making good use of copper, blackstone, and the bricks block. I think it's awesome. The scaffolding gives a bit of a more industrialised look to it, with this huge crane which is lifting a pallet of stone up to the top of what is essentially a purposefully unfinished build. A little crate of stone as well here, and the use of basalt for this kind of iron wood type look. So let's head in and take a look at what you can buy and sell in the admin shop. Logs, deep slate, black stone, brick. Wow, a lot for the brick. It's an expensive item. Tough, calcite, basically a bunch of stuff that you might not have much use for here and there. Any types of tinted glass, oxidized cut copper, bedrock you can sell if you get your hands on one for what is that? Three. That's $1 trillion on the server. Terracotta, cut copper, and dripstone blocks you can sell for good money and make a fair old amount in this admin shop. But I think that just about, I'm assuming this is where you would warp. I think it is. Shopping district rules. 1. Shops must be smaller than 20 times 20 blocks. Any smaller than that will be removed, and you will not be reimbursed. I think if I misread this, shops must be smaller than 20 times 20. Any smaller will be removed. Do shops have to be exactly 20 by 20? I think that might be saying any bigger than 20 by 20 will be removed. Shops can go as deep or as high as you like. Be creative. It's nice to see different looking shops, so go for a creative new look. So we have a kind of designated area in which your shops can be built, and that's to kind of give people a mild restriction in which people can visit the shopping district and know that there will be shops there, if that makes sense. Obviously people are well within their rights to create and advertise their shops wherever they like, but it would probably be advised to build your shop within the shopping district and adhering to those rules so that there's enough space for everyone over time. Obviously, if you build a shop that's bigger than 20 by 20, and everyone started building these huge shops, like a huge castle for just one little shop here or something, then the shopping district would be filled up pretty quickly. So that's why those are in place, and I have to say it does make sense. Oh, there's a lever here. Okay, it does nothing. That was a bit exciting for a second, but it doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, so that's the shopping district. I have actually missed out something here on the hill. I'm not sure. This is extra crunk, number 10 on the balanced list, if I'm not mistaken. It's got his skeleton horse and a bunch of different animals, a cage of different farm animals, which is quite worrying, but a nice little area that he's got going. Ooh, an underground area with a cat and a whole host of chickens, which I have to say, as somebody who spawner. Okay. So he's built a bit of a, I mean, it's a public service as well, by the looks of things, unless it's been protected. Where is this? Where is this zombie spawner then? I might be a bit blind. Is this not where? Where did the zombies? Where did the zombies appear? Oh, I think we have to go. Do we go further down? Oh, here we go. Okay, so the zombies will come in through this. They will shoot all the way up to here. They will fall. They will fall all the way down into this. Okay, so yes, it was this thing here. And oh, maybe he's blocked it up so people can't use it. I'm not too sure. Well, it is to be fair, he has spent a good amount of time building this, so I do not blame him. I don't blame him. But a lovely build. A lovely build. And let's move on. I think instead of going over there, first of all, let's move over. I've missed out this wonderful build, which was done by my good friend TheASMRMedic on YouTube. If you want to check him out, he makes some wonderful content. There you go, yeah. Shop designed by TheASMRMedic Gaming with a nice harrowing smiley face. Not currently being utilised for anything. But it will be in good time, I expect. As probably another admin shop, or if TheASMRMedic ever decides to join the server, he could use this shop for his own devices. But he makes his own content. Go check him out. He makes Minecraft videos on non-ASMR, obviously, and they are very, very entertaining. So there's a lovely area, one that I've admired for a long time. This is a favourite of mine. This wonderful build area is just so well constructed, and the vibe that you get from it is just really pure. I love these types of builds. It's definitely my type of style, which is why I like it so much. It's simple, but very, very effective, and uses the use of space and kind of creative aesthetics to build this wonderful atmosphere. It's by a user called Guy Name. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. I'm sure we'll come across a protected area anyway where his username will come up. And let's take a look around. So you obviously have the choice of scaling the mountain if you would so choose, or you can go up through this this little chute, which will take you to the top into this little underpass area. There are some vaguely modified trees with some lanterns, a small bamboo farm with wheat, carrots, potatoes. Are those? I think there might be potatoes. A nice little, just a very simple bridge. I mean, the sort of bridge I would build, but it's not. Sometimes it's not necessarily about how technical or difficult they are to build, but just sort of the use of them, and just at least the fact that it's cleanly made, that adds to the atmosphere. A nice little enchantment area. And this is the main house, really. Fairly bare bones at the moment, no real decorations to speak of, but obviously it has its use as his base of sleeping and some basic storage, I assume, down below. So he's actually got another enchantment area. He's quite a rich young man with a little aquarium and stuff. past the shopping district at Rockhopper's, Figmo's area, some areas built by Sam and Emmy, Squiddy, Pre-Crafted, all those guys have built a wonderful area. That's all an area called Squiddyland, and we can take a look at that in part 2. This is a brief preview of the areas built by Rockhopper and Figmo, and I will briefly show you what Squiddyland is like, which is an area built and occupied by a number of members. So we'll go exploring as well after that and see what else is out there in the server world. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you all very shortly for